Hi everybody, and welcome to another episode of Man of the Forest. This is another quick cider making adventure video. So as you can see, I've been picking apples. I mean, I don't know if that looks like a lot on the screen, but there's quite a lot there. Let's come in a bit closer. We've got sacks and sacks and sacks of apples here, and they are all dabinets. Let me get one or two out to show you if I can get into the bag. This is a dabinet. Ooh, it's an apple. Anyway, that's quite a small one. Some of them have come out pretty big, but I'm not going to go looking through all these bags to show you. In fact, here we are. I've got some net sacks as well. So it's a fairly decent sized one. Some of them are even bigger than that. And yeah, and then these are my Ball's Bittersweet. I've collected them all now. I was harvesting them off the floor as they fell, but I've now picked them all, and I've got a few other odds and sods to pick. This is the total on my sweet Alfords. I've only got one tree of these. But anyway, it's enough about apples. Here's my press. I'm just going to give you show you a couple of things, quick updates on what's going on. And I can tell you there's a lot going on in here in the cider barn, because I'm forever juggling space, moving things around. I'm trying to make space to cram in some more barrels. Obviously the floor's not completely level, so I figured out I can fit 2 more barrels there. Because I've got loads of apples, but I'm running out of barrel space. I've got a few barrels, but just not the space to put them. Anyway, you might have seen on cider making, how to make cider episode 1, I used the Little Ginny Mark II, this stainless steel frame. Now, I did have my tray in there, but I don't know if you can see this. The tray bent under the pressure. If I get down low, maybe you'll see. You could just see it's bulged on the left and the right, and it's flat in the middle here, where it sat on the centre bar of this press. Anyway, what I needed was a board on there. Incidentally, this is the original base juice tray, if you like, from the original Little Ginny, the wooden framed version. So the slatted barrel, which is this thing, sat on here, and the juice ran around here and out there. It was really nice and rustic, good to use. I haven't used this tray for years, because I've been using the stainless steel tray. It's actually got a bit of woodworm in it, you can see now. Yeah, so there's an update. But anyway, today I'm going to show you how to fill bagging boxes with cider. Probably not of much interest to people who are not using bagging box. I do a lot of bottling as well. I've got all these bottles to fill up at some point, but I'm not planning on bottling any point soon, because I don't have shelf space, because they're all full of bottles. I'm awaiting labels. Well, I can sell the Somerset Red Streaks and the Browns apple, but I need to sell some to make some shelf space, so I can then bottle more. So anyway, I know if you haven't, if you're a cider maker and you haven't boxed up cider before, this might be of some use. So I'm gonna show you how I do it. So basically, what you really need is a set of scales. Now I've got a set of scales. They're digital scales. They're pretty good. So you, basically 20 litres is 20 kilos, pretty much. So that's how I do it. You make up a box. This is my 20 litre box, taped up on the bottom. And I've got a 20 litre bag here. Now you need something to hold the bag, so I made this. This is a handy little jig. The tap slots in there, so, and then the wood rests on the top of the box like that. So it's quite difficult doing it with one hand. I normally have two, but I'm holding the phone. There we go. Right, this isn't going to be very easy holding the phone. They come with the taps pushed in 1 click. If you push the tap in 3 clicks, it's permanently in there and you won't get it out. Some cider makers like to only put it in 1 click, and then as long as it stays there and cork doesn't pop out, tap doesn't fly out, you could take it out once the bag's empty and clean it and reuse it. Anyway, so I'm going to take the tap out, put it somewhere clean, and then what I tend to do is I'll open up the bag a bit. Excuse the bag camera work. Like I say, hard with only one hand. So today I'm filling from this tank here. This has got a cider in it called Solby Special. It's important to unscrew the lid so that you haven't got a vacuum forming inside. Don't know if that's the right term. You need to unscrew the lid basically so the liquid will come out, because otherwise you'll find the liquid will stop drawing out. And here's my tap. I do it by gravity, so I've got that screwed onto there. I just need to open up the green tap and then the tap on the black faucet there. Now this will go into there, but as you can see it's not going to stay there. So what I like to do I've got a clean pen, and it's never falling in. It's clean, and that will just hold it steady. But first, before you do that, you need to turn the scales on. So I like to get the box nice and central on the scales, and then I will turn on the scales. And there we go, that's at 0. If you can see that. So that is tared at 0. So all I need to do is watch that as I'm filling it up, and it will go to 20, or I'll fill it to 20 litres, 20 kilos, and jobs are good. Okay. Okay, so, right, I'm just going to tell you a couple of little tips. You see that's going up nicely. Once that gets to around 4 or 5 litres, you can see the bag in there, it's not quite in the right place, because I've just sort of kind of bunged it in there. You can see the liquid's filling up in the bag, but you need to stop the bag from being folded. So typically what I'll do is, when we get, so we're about 4 litres now, I'll get my hands down there and I'll pull the bag up. You probably can't see what I'm doing, but I'm kind of getting like the seam down the middle of the bag to the halfway point in the box. God, this is going to be such a boring video.
How to fill a bag and box up.
Same on this side. You just do that so it fills up nice and the bag's in the right place, basically. Simple as that. Okay. Now I should make a point here that this is how to do it on a small scale. So if I've just got a message. Yeah, if you're a bigger producer and you've got more money and more space and more kit, you can get big scales that you sit the bag on sort of horizontally, and it fills the bag up and stops filling it when it hits the right level. Because you'll clever devices that you can help you do that. But I'm just sorry, I'm just watching the scales. We're at 15 litres. It's now filling up. Let me just show you. So now it's getting towards the top. I was going to switch the camera on. Okay, we're at 17.5 litres. It's getting quite near the top. See the top hasn't quite opened up. Just help manipulate the bag a little bit, just so you've got enough space to get those 20 litres in there. Well, I'm going to have to stop because we're at nearly at 19 litres, so now I need to take the hose out and stop it at 20. There we go, spot on, 20. And that filled up lovely. So now I'm just going to pop the tap in. I'm only going to put it in 1 click, and I'll show you why in just a moment. 1 click, take that off, put it to one side, and then I'm going to move the box somewhere else. Okay, so the box is off the scales. Now I want to get as much air out of this as possible. I don't want to pop the bag in when it's got all this air in it, because air is the enemy, as I said before in another video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it up gently, and then with two hands, so I'm just going to show you what I do basically. I'm basically going to push those corners down, grab it like this, and then with my other hand, I'm going to pull the tap out carefully, squeeze the air out, and then put the tap back in one click. Bear with me. Like that. Hopefully you can see the difference from what I just did. Still some air in there, some bubbles. Now, if I just leave it for a few minutes, well, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep filling other bags up, other bagging boxes, and gradually those bubbles will disappear. I mean, you can kind of flick the bag, helps get rid of them a bit, but basically you want to try and get all the bubbles up to the top. Sometimes they can stick to the side of the bag on the inside. You can see them moving up. Trying to get all the air out. See, I've created that much air gap now already in the top, so I'm just going to do that one more time now. And now we're getting somewhere. It doesn't take long. It's not too much faff. It's great. These bagging boxes are fantastic because obviously as you dispense it, the bag collapses and no air goes in. So therefore, the cider inside should keep for quite a long time. Really, I've had bagging boxes open for a good couple of years. Back in a few days ago, and yeah, the cider keeps fine. Okay, so there we have it. There's a little bit of bubbles in the top now, but hardly anything, so that's okay. So now you just need to push the tap in all the way. Be careful you haven't got long fingernails. I have heard stories of people pinching the bag with the nails and putting a hole in it, and then the bag will leak. It's hard to do this with one hand because it's quite... Oh, there's one click, and then there we go. Actually, I did do it. So yeah, that's how you fill a bagging box. And then obviously make sure you've got the bag in the right way around, so that when you shut it, it comes out the hole in the box there. So just literally close those bits. Gotta be a struggle if you only have one arm. That's not my side, by the way. I reuse boxes where I can because I'm an environmentalist, or just a mentalist. So that's somebody else's box. If the label comes off easy, I'll take it off and then I'll put my own sticker on. Oh, this is a real challenge using one hand for everything. Yep, it's not easy. Now, I'd like to show you how to bottle, but like I say, I'm not planning on doing anything just yet, but I suppose I can tell you how I do it, or one way to do it. Like I say, everyone has a different way. Ah, yes. And then I will, because I do lots of small batches, it's not worth the cost of getting bespoke stickers done. So I've got like a generic one here, and then I'll just write on what's on it. So it's 2022 season, Sowerby Special, medium, 6.5, and then tape it off, obviously, keep it sealed, and then that'll go into storage until it's sold. I've got about another 15 to do out this tank, and then the tank's empty, and then I can blend a couple of barrels into it for another blend to free up some barrels, and then I can fill them up again with Dabinette. So yeah, I think that'll do for now. I think I'll save the bottling video for another time. Hope this has been of use to someone. Cheers, thanks for watching, and stay juicy.